Kevin Ovenden. I'm an assistant to George Galloway. I'm one of the people who came in actually only a few days before the election day to bolster the great campaign which was led by people from Bradford who'd had enough of not being listened to. And my word, if people listen to any of the media, read any of the papers, they're listening to you now. They're listening to you now.
Elders, respectable scholars, brothers and sisters, comrades and friends, Assalamu alaikum. This is the Bradford spring. We changed here in this campaign, not just the season, not just the clocks, not just the weather. Although it's chilly today, the sun is still shining. We changed the political weather in the city of Bradford and beyond, and we must make sure that that change is permanent. The political weather, which was dark clouds over Bradford for so many years, has now been swept away in this new politics, in this new atmosphere which you and us have created together. My first duty is to thank all of you and all who are not here from the bottom of my heart for your part, even if it was only to cast a vote, for your part in bringing about a change which has allowed me to say that my first pre-election promise has already been kept. I told you over and over again, if my opponent wins this election, no one will even notice. But if you elect me, I said, everyone in the country will be talking about Bradford. And my goodness, how that promise has been kept. 4 days after the election, we're still the #1 political story. We trended, for those who know about it, on Twitter, worldwide at #1 in the early hours of Friday morning. Hundreds of thousands of people from Pakistan to Palestine, from Baghdad to Bradford, were saying their prayers on Friday with the name Bradford, and you and me and us in their minds, thanking God for this great change which has occurred. And all the talking heads down in London, all those people who had written us off, all those people who believed that nothing could change in Britain, that the idea that a whole city could rise up peacefully, democratically, and sweep away the old parties who believed that the power was theirs to share between them, Tweedledee and Tweedledum and Tweedledee and a half, is gone forever. It's gone forever. Now they're struggling to come to terms with a truth that when a political leader that people can believe in, as opposed to the double-talking, double-dealing, three cheeks of the same backside that lead the three lame, not main, the three lame political parties in this country, when such a leader comes forward with a plan, with energy and with a campaign the likes of which has never been seen in Bradford or in British politics in living memory, the people will respond. And when they respond, the result is a political earthquake. And that is what you have created here in Bradford. Let's just run through some of the main statistics. On Thursday in Bradford West, thanks to you and the voters in the constituency, we obtained 56% of the vote in an 8-party race. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is the biggest percentage of the vote ever cast in any parliamentary by-election in Britain since 1945, since the end of the Second World War. Won by a small party, which until now, for the last 2 years, had no parliamentary representation, defeating 3 parties who between them have existed for almost 500 years. I have become the only one of 2 men, Winston Churchill and me. Really, I know for some of the smart media it's difficult to accept. Just Winston Churchill and me have now won 6 parliamentary elections in 4 different constituencies in 2 countries, Scotland and England. I'll tell you this, they'll never underestimate me again, and I'll make sure they never underestimate you again. I promise you that. This result has shaken the political system in Britain to its core, because it demonstrates something I absolutely believed to be true, but which you have now proved. That the political class in Britain, these 3 cheeks of the same backside, are the subject of absolute contempt from most of the voters in this country. They only vote for them if there's no viable alternative. And many of them, getting on for half of them, don't vote at all. Nobody joins them at all. Their meetings cannot be held in the open air like this with everyone welcome. They have to be controlled environments, ticket only, with no dissident voice permitted or possible. These mainstream parties stand for exactly the same things, and I want to run through them now because I want to make sure that we all know where we stand on those things. First of all 3 of these parties believe that ordinary people, working people, poor people should pay the price for an economic and financial crisis that was not created by them, but was created by rich and powerful people who are not paying any price for the crimes that they committed. All 3 of these parties believe that the bankers and the financiers who bankrupted this country and took it to the edge of absolute disaster should continue to pick up their multi-million pound bonuses, and poor people should pay with their jobs and their services. And we say no way will we accept such a prescription. Secondly, all three of these parties believes that Britain has a right, a duty perhaps, to go around the world invading